I think starting off this 2020 Stanley Cup Playoffs, where we had the final 6 teams set in stone and set into the matchups, I don't think anybody predicted a second round with all of the series becoming 3-1. Now, I think it's going to be inevitable that statistically, we're going to have at least one of these series end off as a 4-1 win. We're probably statistically likely to have at least one game where the loser in the series wins, so at the very least, I wouldn't be surprised if we have at least one 4-2 series. And at the same time, 2 wins in a row, maybe that's likely, maybe that's not, it really depends on who you ask, but I think that it's so crazy how the Boston Bruins, who are normally Stanley Cup beasts every single year, the Philadelphia Flyers, who were the Stanley Cup favorites by many, myself included, they're down 3-1 to the gosh darn play-in qualifying round New York Islanders. The Dallas Stars have a 3-1 lead over McKinnon, Landeskog, and Makar in the Colorado Avalanche. Many people were thinking if it wasn't Vegas, it would be Colorado that gets into the Stanley Cup Finals from the West. And then on the other side, not surprisingly, the Canucks are down 3-1 against Vegas. Yeah, they haven't really been the best against Vegas, so it's certainly not a surprise in my opinion. But let's go over each of these series in a quick, just sort of hitting right at you with the information kind of way, because we do have about 6 minutes and 40 seconds of gameplay here. Starting off in the East, Boston, man, they really kind of just took the foot off of the gas pedal, man. You could say what you want about Nick Ritchie and blame all the losses on him, but really, this Boston team hasn't really had the same step that they had in round number 1 against the Carolina Hurricanes. They look like a completely just out of it kind of team. And credit to the Lightning, man. The Lightning have just been absolutely pouring it on. And there's really nothing much that Halak can do if his team isn't really getting the sustainable offense that can allow him to win. It's not even like Halak has been all too poor either. He's been pretty gosh darn good. And it's not even a situation that's like, oh, if we had Rask instead, we'd be winning the series. No, you probably wouldn't be. Because the rest of the team in front of the goalie hasn't really been playing all too great. Kind of a different situation going on with the Philadelphia Flyers because, man, the Flyers played a really, really good game 4. It's just Greiss, man. Greiss and Varlamov. I don't want to say that the Islanders' goaltending is winning them this series, but man, their shutdown style of hockey where they clog up the middle, they clog up the boards, they win the battles, etc., it's doing them wonders, and besides, the goaltending definitely does help, too. Barry Trotz is doing an excellent job against the team that many thought would be the Stanley Cup favorites. As for the Colorado Avalanche, man, they've let in 5 goals, 5 goals, 4 goals, and 5 goals in every single game. And sure, they won a game where they scored 6 goals, but you're not going to get 6 goals on Anton Khudobin every night. That's just not going to happen. Say what you want about Corey Perry, whatever, diving, something like that, whatever. But Pavel Francouz has got to be better, man. I saw this on Reddit earlier, but he's at like an .862 save percentage in this series, which is like Jordan Binnington level. If the Avs are going to come back and try to win this series, it's not going to be by trying to get 6 goals every night. Francouz has got to clamp it down, the D in front of him has got to be better, and they got to stop allowing 4+ goals every single game, man. And as for the Vancouver Canucks, well, we already know all my thoughts about that if you've been watching all the videos we've made. The Canucks were only really the better team in 1 or 2 of these games, and Vegas and the other games and other parts of even the games where the Canucks were better just showed off that they're a deeper team, that they're a better team, and we all kind of knew that heading into this series, but the Vancouver Canucks playing well against the Blues and capitalizing on some very, very good opportunities from their best guys kind of gave everybody some hope as to whether or not Vancouver could claw back. But it's not really looking all too great. That series is also 3-1. I think if any of these teams out here, amongst Philly, Colorado, Boston, and Vancouver, were to come back and eventually win the series, I would probably say that just based off of the matchup, Vancouver is the least likely to do that. And I'm a primary Vancouver Canucks fan. Everybody knows this. We make Vancouver Canucks videos. And I live here in Vancouver, and I've been cheering for this team for half my life, and I still do not believe that they're going to come back. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible for all these teams to come back and eventually take their series in Game 7s, but to me, Vancouver is the least likely. If I were to rank these just based off of how likely I think they're all going to be able to come back, I'd probably put Boston up there first, I'd put Philly second, I'd put Colorado third, and Vancouver last. Boston, just because we know how strong they can turn things on when they want to. Philly, because they legitimately played really well, it's just that Greiss, Varlamov, the Islanders' defensive strategy, it's been so effective. Colorado, because, man, you guys gotta improve the goaltending. And Vancouver last, because have you been watching the Vancouver games? Vegas stomps. So comment down below if you think I'm fair in my assessment as to whether or not these series are going to come back. Who knows, maybe I'm entirely wrong, and all of these series end in Game 5s. Dallas wins in 5, Vegas wins in 5, New York and Tampa all win in 5 as well. And by this time in about 2 days, we will already have ourselves a full-on bracket for the final 4 teams in the league. Who knows? Talk to me in the comments below if you think that is going to happen. I personally do believe that at least one of these teams will get it to 6 games. Maybe one of these teams will get it to 7. Who really knows? But one thing's for sure, though, it does open the door to some very, very interesting discussion from the teams that are winning as well as the teams that are losing. So comment down below what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. So that's Troll99, and bye.